Hello, and thank you for stopping by to yet another edition of the Massachusetts Tequila Reviews program here on YouTube, here on Cinco de Mayo 2026. And this is your Massachusetts Tequila Reviews with the one and only Fortaleza Blanco Tequila, made at NOM 1493 and Lot 175-B is the bottling. 40% ABV, 80 proof. This is agave from Tequila Valley in Jalisco, and the region of Fortaleza is Jalisco and Los Valles. And they use stone and brick ovens for cooking the agave, and the agave is Tahona extracted. Deep well water is used, and the fermentation is all done in wood tanks, pipones, utilizing 100% agave in open air fermentation, and the fermentation is done without the agave fibers, and Fortaleza is distilled twice in copper pot. We are going to utilize that 6-point rating scale that I do on all of my spirit reviews to round out to your 100 points. Looks and aesthetics get up to 10 total points. Aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and finish will all get 20 points total in each category. Rounding out your 6th point for a maximum of 10 points will be your value. And speaking of value, this bottle cost $68 when I got it, which I think is a pretty good deal, honestly. Sometimes these go for $100 plus, just because if you know anything about tequila and are a fan of tequila, you know how hard a Fortaleza anything, let alone the Blanco, you know how hard that is to come by. And in Mexico, if one didn't know, this is called Tequila Los Abuelos. Forget the reasoning why, but legally they cannot call it Los Abuelos in the United States. So they named it after, I believe it's named after the distillery, Fortaleza. It's got the agave on the cork. That's really cool. And it looks like hand-blown glass. So this is a cool bottle for sure. Again, Lot 175-B. And let's pour the tequila, shall we? Look at the big cork. Nice. I'm going to pour it into a Spiegelau whiskey glass. This will allow me to get enough aromas and swirl the tequila. All right. Let us see what we get from Fortaleza Blanco. All right. As you saw, bottle gorgeous, beautiful. Color of the tequila is nice and silvery. I'm not getting a lot of legs. Really almost hardly any legs at this point. Like no legs. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. I wish... Oh, there's some legs. My apologies. Nice looking legs streaming up the glass. Let's give that a 9 out of 10. I was about to give that an 8, but I like that. All right. Let's go into the aroma for the Fortaleza Blanco. Olive juice or olive brine. There's some salinity to this one. A little bit of funkiness. They're getting a bit of minty notes as well. Minty herbal. Some peppery notes in the background there too. But yeah, a lot of the olive brine and salinity to this one. Mineral. Maybe some black licorice or anise notes. Earth. If you like yours on that briny olive side for tequilas, with a little bit of that peppery earth, this is going to be a nice nose for you. So let's get right into the taste, once again, of the Fortaleza Blanco Tequila. Happy Cinco de Mayo 2026 style. Definitely some minty character, for sure, or like a menthol kind of a character in there. Definitely the olive and the brininess of a, what's the green kind? The Catamala olives. There's definitely a peppered element to that. Savory notes. Not super sweet, really. It's cleaner than that, even though there's a little bit of the funk. I'm calling that olive briny note, a little bit of the funky note to it. Nice minerality. There is a softness to this tequila. Yeah, there is a softness to the tequila, and I am, again, getting a minty, almost that anise kind of a flavor there, too. The finish is leaving me very black peppery, or just general pepper spice. With a little bit of the cheesy, malolactic, funky note, but that gives way to pepper, so it's not super concentrated in that particular note on the tequila. And yeah, it sort of kind of dries out into that malolactic, funky, cheesy note to it. So it sort of starts that way in the finish, and then it goes into the pepper spice, and then it's coming back as it dries into that, well, to be polite, let's call it a funky note, because they are using that open tank fermentation, and I think that's going to help with the funk element. So let's talk about that mouthfeel. I haven't talked about that yet. It's a bit viscous. I wouldn't say it's thin or anything like that. I would definitely say there's a bit of a viscosity, not a whole bunch, but it is a little bit oily, for sure. Yeah. There is a bit of viscosity to that. I don't know that it's the creamiest or most oily, thick mouth coating tequila, but for 40%, it really has a nice viscosity to it and nice legs. Value at $68. I do obviously think that you're paying for namesake Fortaleza and it's like the Weller and the Buffalo Trace of tequila. Everybody wants this stuff. I do think it's worth it to try it for sure. To always run out and get it at these higher than $70+ range, there's a lot of other things you can buy. But I like it. I don't know if I find high value at $68, but it is a high quality tequila. So let me put some scores together with you all right now. I think that an average of 9 out of 10 is going to work just fine for the looks and aesthetics. Finally, I got the legs, and if it was just plain Jane, no legs, which I don't know how that would have happened. I wouldn't have given it the 9 out of 10. Would have gotten an 8. But I love the hand-blown glass. I love that topper to it that looks like a agave. It's cool looking. Good stuff. 9 out of 10. That aroma, super minty, super olive brine. I would say funky overall without being too cheesy, malolactic funky. So, out of 20, I usually like a little bit cleaner tequilas. Out of 20, let's give it a 17. And that taste one more time. I really love that olive briny note. I really love that salinity, and I really love that peppery vegetal note. There could even be a little bit of a lime or lemon zest in there too. That funky, earthy minerality to the tequila. Not necessarily my favorite flavor profile for a tequila, but I'll give that a 17 on the taste. I think that's pretty good. I think the mouthfeel is probably one of the better things about this tequila, and I will definitely give that an 18. It definitely has a mouthfeel, not the most viscous, but there is a mouthfeel, and there is something to be held in the mouth. Definitely a substantial mouthfeel. And the finishing flavors, I could give that an 18 as well. They are very vibrant finishing flavors of They're very vibrant finishing flavors of the pepper, and then of some olive brine, and that funky earthy note to it, that cheesy funk, and then pepper, and then drier with the funk note. So it's pretty cool. The transitions. Value at $68. So out of 10, I'm gonna give Fortaleza a. See, it's hard because I can see value at $68 when other stores want to charge you over $100 for a bottle like this. I wouldn't go. I think at around 70, you're capping out at your max because there's so many other flavorful products on the market. So I will give it a 6 out of 10 for value. I think it tastes like a premium product for damn sure, but I don't know if you're spending $100+ on that there's any discernible value versus, say, I don't know, buy a Lalo tequila or buy Tequila Ocho G4 Tolrota. So 9 out of 10 for looks and aesthetics, 17 for aroma, 17 for the taste, 18 for the mouthfeel, 18 for the finish, and a 6 for the value to round out lot 175-B of Fortaleza Blanco tequila. I give it a 85 out of 100. And my main two notes are going to be, if you like funky, earthy, olive brine, a little bit of salinity to your tequilas, this one's going to be tasty. And I don't think you should spend more than $70 on this. I think it's FOMO, as we talk about in the whiskey world, that fear of missing out. Yeah, buy it once. Hell, if you find good values, buy it multiple times. But I'm going to say, without ever trying any other expression of Fortaleza, this is the only expression I've ever tried, definitely a 6 for the value out of 10, for an 85 out of 100. Happy Cinco de Mayo 2026. Have you had Fortaleza Blanco tequila? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and if you think it is worth the money. Salud! And until next time, keep tasting those great tequilas. We'll see you soon.